You're listening to KYST 89.3, The Bone. The Bone. And now time for South Tucson Youth Football. Simulcast on AM 1400, The Growler. And on South Tucson Local Access Channel 22.
Oh, man.
Good afternoon, Arizona. This is KYST, South Tucson Local Access Channel 22, AM 1400, The Growler, 89.3 FM, The Bone. I'm trying to remember all of it at this point. I'm Brian Hughes. This is South Tucson Youth Football Week 9 action. Hope you're staying safe and healthy and well if you're outside of the border of South Tucson, Arizona. But of course, you know, South Tucson is still battling Ebola. That they don't. There's no need to worry about what's going on right now. They're still battling Ebola. And we got a bunch of games going for you, happening right now in just about a minute. You can see them on your screen. And the ones we're going to be focusing on right now, number one team in all of South Tucson, Francois Creperie, taking on the Wandering Lush Irish Pub, big divisional game, as well as Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse, taking on Diddler's Family Restaurant. Those will be two games we'll focus on. Also, Sam and Sons and the Literal Mayo Clinic. Sam and Sons potentially, with their conference being a one-bid league, most likely, Sam and Sons looking to push themselves into a championship game berth, which of course would be put them 1-1 away from the playoffs. And of course, you see all of our games coming up later. We're getting to kickoff in just a second. Yeah, we're going there. Let's head down to kickoff. Yes, we have. At the moment, we've got Francois Creperie starting things off with the football. Glendrell, splendid, brought down in the backfield for that one. Thank you for your continued support here of South Tucson Youth Football and of all youth football, but mostly the South Tucson type because, that helps us specifically, and that's who we're focused on. Again, this is South Tucson Youth Football. If you're unfamiliar with this or any other, if you're new to this, of course, this is a youth football league based out of the town of South Tucson, Arizona. There are 60, that is 60 teams. They probably bust in a lot of kids. That also means there's a lot of stadiums all over this very small town. Of course, there are 6 conferences. Each conference has 10 teams each in it. They play a 10-game regular season. This is currently week 9. And after those 10 games, the 11th week is championship games amongst the conferences, where the division winners of each division face off for the conference championship. After that, we have a selection show, similar to other sports where kids don't get paid for playing. And of course, at that selection show, 12 teams out of these 60 will be selected. 6 of them are the conference champions. The other 6 at-large teams, the best 6 remaining teams. And all of these teams will be seeded into a 12-team tournament, top 4 teams getting first-round byes. And that is how we crown the champion of the 2020 South Tucson Youth Football season. Francois Crepri are currently the only undefeated team left in South Tucson. They were that team basically after week 6. They continue that, and they are 8-0, taking on a 4-4 Wandering Lush team. A Wandering Lush team that was, I recall, they were a top 4 seed in the tournament last season, but this is an unprecedented season for Francois Crepri. A brand new quarterback in Gregnant Pregante, a veteran running back in Glendrell Splendid. If you're new to this whole thing, a lot of these star players have funny names. That's not an accident. And if you miss the old days of NCAA 14, I tried to instill a random name generator using as many of the names from that as I possibly could. Trust me, I have like a database of about 1,000. So if you remember that game, you'll notice that a lot of the other players have names like that. That was Royal Caribbean Cruise missing the pass. That was a nice shot downfield by Pregante, but unfortunately nothing doing. And the Wandering Lush are putting a good stop on him. We saw last week, Kebab Barkers gave Francois Crepri a big run, but that is Lopez with the touchdown for Francois Crepri to give him the opening score on this opening drive. Grady Lopez from Gregnant Pregante. 5 minutes in, it's 7-0. We're going to take a pick at one of our other games right now. We're going to head back to this one, but this is Diddler's Family Restaurant. They are the away team in the orange helmets, kicking off right now. And the home team, their opponents, that is Abigail Mays Aggressive Steakhouse, taking on Diddler's. And again, both teams at 5-3. Neither team looking at a ranking, of course. We have a handful of teams at 7-1, as well as 8-0, of course, Francois Crepri. These guys are trying to jockey themselves into position for a championship game position. And that would be a huge thing for them. So we are watching that as we see that is a punt from Abigail Mays all the way back to the 20 for Diddlers, and Dawson going to return that one all the way up to the 45. We're going to keep an eye on that. And for the record, these are the 2 games we're going to be really focusing on right now. This is a good divisional battle, as you can see. And of course, if you go to our wiki page, irmstream.fandom.com, you can find the South Tucson Youth Football page, and you can go to the season and see all the information you might need about these teams. You may be wondering where a lot of the ranked teams are going to be playing. Actually, this week, you want to tune in tomorrow at, I believe we're going to be going live at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 12 noon local here in Arizona. For the, I want to confirm that is the time on the East Coast that we're doing this. I apologize. That's 11 a.m. in Arizona. It'll be 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Arizona. forgot they don't believe in daylight savings time. We're seeing Diddler's taking an early lead. We're gonna stick with this one until the end of the first quarter. We'll stick with this one for now. And that is tweaked groin, the running back for Abigail Mays, moving his way up the field. We're seeing a very strong drive here by Abigail Mays. Granted, they getting stopped right now. 3rd and 6. Take a look at tweaked groin for just a second. Their start running back. Through 8 games, he has already rushed for 931 yards. He's averaging about 10 yards a carry. That's Newsome. Well, we talked about the run game, but Newsome just tackled at the 1-yard line, preventing the touchdown. But tweaked groin gets another touchdown up the middle. He's got 9 going into today. That'll be number 10, unless I didn't see who got the first touchdown for Abigail Mays. But we're tied at 14. As we head back to our game, and Francois Creperie already starting to open things up here. They're really just looking fantastic. As Glendrell Splendid is going to rush that one up the middle. And 17-7 at the end of the first quarter. Glendrell Splendid, actually not as many rushing yards as we'd expect. 790 yards. 13 rushing touchdowns so far on the season for Glendrell Splendid. And, of course, Gregnant Pregante. He has thrown for 11 touchdowns and over 1,400 yards. So this is a strong team that we're looking at here. And of course, that was a fumble, so everyone has to... Oh, was that a face mask so everyone has to drink? Sorry, yes. Forgot about that. But don't want to forget about that, of course. And the kick is going to be up and good for another touchdown. And this game is really starting to open wide. We'll stick with this one to the end of the half. But Francois Creperie just running roughshod. They are a team that no one has been able to stop yet. That is Domino Rally. The wide receiver returning kicks for Wandering Lush gets almost to the 50. They'll mark him at the 46. And the Wandering Lush with young quarterback Dallas Creamer lines it out to Sly Handy. Sly Handy with the touchdown. Wandering Lush. A 2-play touchdown on that drive, and they answer, but they're still down 10. We saw Jean-Paul Pope II for Francois Creperie with an injury. We'll hope to hear more about that in just a bit. Hopefully it's just the length of the quarter or so and just needs a couple of plays off as Royal Caribbean Cruise gets Francois Creperie back up to the 30, and that's Glendrell Splendid gets another 9 yards. He's at 156 already today. Goodness me. Glendrell Splendid. And no team has really found a way to just consistently stop Francois Creperie so far this season. You know, the big game for them seemed to just be in week 5, or was it week 6? Sorry, week 6 against Mama Logano's when both teams were 5-0. But yeah, and there we're seeing Bridges. Oh, just flattened at the line by Doo-Doo Pamper. Doo-Doo Pamper, the linebacker, the veteran linebacker for Francois Creperie. Just setting that defense. That's Ostrander, the backup running back. Dallas Creamer. Oh, he had a receiver on the out route and just could not connect. 3rd and 7. And of course, there's not a lot of ranked teams playing today. Of course, we want you to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 11 a.m. here in Arizona for a triple header of featured games. All games between ranked opponents. All teams playing tomorrow are 7-1. The rankings are going to be moving in a big way as we see Flappy Pappy's Pancake Shanty, number 4 ranked overall, take on the number 5 team, Smoked Meat Every Day. Mama Logano's Legitimate Spaghetti House, they're ranked number 3. They have to go to Danish Lou's Chutney House, the number 7th ranked team. And we have the Mulch Hut, number 6th overall, going to play Rancho Robusto, who are hosting that. They are number 2 overall. Number 2 versus number 6. Number 4 versus number 5. Number 7 versus number 3, and a touchdown for the number 1 team, Francois Creperie. You don't want to miss all of that tomorrow. That's Grady Lopez. Another huge catch thrown by Gregnant Pregante. What a game we are seeing so far, and the Wandering Lush struggling to keep pace. It's now a 17-point game once again. They'll take it up at the 30 thanks to Domino Rally on the recovery. And again, we talked about this in the previous on previous weeks. Danish Lou's Chutney House, currently ranked 7th overall. They are 7-1. They have been a top 10 team. They've shown that. They face Mama Logano's, who are ranked number 3 tomorrow. They finished the season facing the number 1 team, Francois Creperie. That is just a murderer's row. If Danish Lou's Chutney House, you know what? If they get 1 out of 2 wins there, I think they are just a lock for the playoffs. It's a shame that only one of those 3 teams is going to make the championship game, because the other side of the Foreign Legion, we have they changed the names of the divisions from the Pinko and Oriental division to the Near East and the Far East divisions. Little less problematic. Thank you, South Tucson, after many letters and many phone calls that they just keep forwarding to me. I don't have anything to do with it. But, you know, it looks like, if I'm looking at the standings right now, you know, I'm seeing Happy Release, Kebab Barkers, Little Vanuatu. There's a lot of, there's no real separation between the teams in the Near East division. So, that's a chance for someone to play spoiler. And hopefully it means it would possibly be a team like Francois Creperie or Danish Lou's or Mama Logano's making their way into the championship game. Looking over at Diddlers versus Abigail Mays right now as Rams lines up under center, and that's going to be a punt situation. Oh, they're going to kick it, actually. They kick a field goal, and it is good. So Abigail Mays only lead by 10 now against Diddlers Family Restaurant. And again, the Gluttony League, which these two teams play in, this is the Meals Division. This is a top-of-the-table battle. Both teams are 3-2 in conference. The winner doesn't necessarily guarantee a spot in the championship game, but puts themselves into position, with nothing else, a tiebreaker. And, of course, we'll have to see how other results take care of things. That's games at the half, so we're going to go ahead and go over back to Francois Creperie, who are up 38-14. The hurtin' is being put on the Wandering Lush. We might have to switch to another game. There we go. We go to the Embiggener to see that football go all the way into the end zone. Beautiful play. 31-point lead. I don't think anyone is stopping Francois Creperie this season. And again, they're going to lose Glendrell Splendid, I believe, this year. I think he's one of the 13-year-old players. And I'm going to have to look up again just to make sure I have my stats right. Excuse me. Yeah, Glendrell Splendid. This is his last season on Francois Craper. He, of course, is 13 years old. And as we know, many recruits come in. Many recruits do come in, and they can come in as early as 10 years old. They can play till they are 13. And so, again, we see new players come in every year through recruiting. So Francois Craper recruited really well. You know, Royal Caribbean Cruise. Gregnan Pregante is 11 years old. He's their new quarterback. But Royal Caribbean Cruise, a 10-year-old wide receiver. Also, good lineman. Honda Odyssey on the defensive line for Francois Crapery. So those are some solid players. And Pregante is gotten to by Jumbo Grazanga. Talking about veteran leadership, Jumbo Grazanga, 12-year-old defensive lineman for the Wandering Lush. They will miss him. He's got one more year after this. And the Wandering Lush will let that punt go out of bounds. So they'll start at the 18-yard line. 7 seconds to go in the half. We'll watch this. Dallas Creamer getting creamed by John Paul Pruitt. And that goes to the half. We're going to go over to this one. Abigail Mays. Just in time to see a play break through Fuller for Abigail Mays. Aggressive steakhouse. It was thrown by their quarterback, Nashin Young, and tweaked groin. The 11-year-old gets another touchdown. Nashin Young, tweaked groin. Abigail Mays, they've got a team they're going to build on this team. They got some strong young players. They're only losing a linebacker, Humphrey Burley. You know, they started the season really strong. They kind of fell off a little bit. But they're finding their way. If they can find themselves into the championship game in the Gluttony League, you know, the Gluttony League is kind of up for grabs. You know, Flappy Pappies and smoked meat every day. They're playing for the spot in the championship game. Abigail Mays and Salmon spawning. Big catch. Salmon spawning. Oh, he's not running upstream. He is like running downhill with that touchdown. 82 yards. Big score by Diddlers. And they close it to 17 yet again. 6:05 left here in the third quarter. There's the kickoff to Category Excrement. Category Excrement for Abigail Mays. A lot of young offensive players for Abigail Mays. Tweaked groin, the 11-year-old breaks free for a gain of 17 and a first down. Break away from the action for just a second. Nashin Young looking to the outside, gets it to Johnny Dickshot. Dickshot, the 12-year-old tight end. And that's the thing, Abigail Mays is just going to be able to recruit even more. And they are not losing a single offensive player. Oh, Tweak Boyd is just flattened. Two diving children at the head of that poor 10-year-old, and they have to punt. So that's going to be Diddler's ball. Good stop there. And Salmon spawning. Big first play, but there's a flag. We're going to see if it's a coming back. It is holding against the offense on the running back, Byzantine Pope. That is a big play, completely nullified. And it backs up Rams even further. Second and 20, Rams, and he's gotten to by TT Masters for Abigail Mays. And again, what a class of 11-year-olds. Nash and Young, their quarterback. Running back tweaked groin, and TT Masters on the defensive line. Those are three strong players. That's one of the best, I think, recruiting classes of 11-year-olds. As I'm seeing them play out, and they force a punt of Diddlers. We're gonna go ahead and we got some pretty close to the scoring action for Abigail Mays. Tweaked groin. He's only gonna get a yard on that one. On 140 yards this game alone. Look into the end zone. Nash and Young had a receiver well covered. 3rd and 9. They hand it off to Groin yet again. And he's only going to get another yard, so they're going to kick the field goal. It's going to be a long one here. Nicotine patch. It's up. It's good. And with that, we're going to go ahead as Abigail Mays are up by 20. We're going to look at another game that's turning into be a blowout. Sam and Sons Gazebo Repair. We're going to tell the story about the BCC. It's been a really weak year for the BCC. The conference play obviously is starting to show some separation. Currently, it is a battle between Sam and Sons Gazebo Repair. Big catch by Marcus Latimer. Puts them in position to score. BCC in a bit of a down year. There are 3 teams in the grit division of the Blue Collar Conference that are at 4-1. That is Sam and Sons Gazebo Repair. We're watching them right now. Twin Towers Construction and Busted Rubber Auto and Tire Repair. So that is a lot to play for a spot in the championship game. In the grind division, we got 2 teams at 3-2. Captain Chuck's and of course the Literal Mayo Clinic we're watching right now. Made in Taiwan and the Horse Pussy Saloon at 2 and 3. So the grit division really starting to show they are just a step above the grind division in the Blue Collar Conference. And, anyone's game still to play for in this one. They're almost at the end of the game. It's a 31-point lead. I feel like Sam and Sons probably have that one in the bag. We're going to check in on this game. This is 1-800-BUY-A-DAD taking on ranked Heads Baby Clothes Emporium, the 8th ranked team with a 14-point lead with just about a minute and change to go. Looks like they have this one well under control, unless 1-800-BUY-A-DAD can make something happen. End zone, touchdown. We got a game here. Nuggets Malone, veteran wide receiver, making the catch. Touchdown. It's a 1-point game. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium have to hold on. 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. This would be a significant upset. A 3-5 team. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium, they are at 4-1 in conference, 6-2 overall. Gotta feel like if the right results fall, they'll be, did I say 1 point? I meant 1 score. You're right, 1 score game. But no, we're seeing Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium possibly end this one. Nitro Shaggy, 322 yards of rushing. What a game for Nitro Shaggy. He's been a veteran. He's been just such a strong player. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to go ahead and run this one down. So we're going to go ahead and check back in on our original featured game. Just to give you a score update, Wandering Lush are down by 38 points to Francois Creperie, and there's still a whole quarter left to play. But man, we are seeing the rushing Nitro Shaggy. I've only got 7 games worth of data on him. I don't have his performance last time, but he's got 733 yards after 7 games. He's averaging more than 100 yards per game. He got 322 today. Unbelievable. Unreal. And check checking in on that game for you just to get you an update on that score. We're going to keep going around until we have a game that's close that we can show you. So we'll go back to this one. Diddlers down 20, but they're in the red zone. And they get a touchdown. Queequeg Manticore. Queequeg Manticore with the touchdown from Diddlers. The 12-year-old wide receiver makes it a 13-point game with 7 minutes to go. A lot of time left. You know, there's not... South Tucson is very opposed to the idea of taking a knee in general, whether it's in football or anything else. So they very much are all about keeping the action moving. So you gotta move that ball. You gotta. And we're seeing Abigail Mays. That's a giant dig shot. Whoa, good defense, preventing the first down. It's 2nd and 1 from the 48. They cross midfield. And Nash and Young, little dump pass to tweaked groin. No one covering the running back. And he gets the first down. Big defensive miscall there by Diddlers. I think this is the game we're going to stick with for the moment. I don't see any other games getting closer. I believe Welders of the Universe did get a big win over Captain Chuck's Adventure Taxi by a score of 28-2. That is most certainly a surprise of the result, as Captain Chuck would drop to 3-3 in conference. And, well, that'll kind of make the Grind division a little bit of everything to play for, as the Literal Mayo Clinic currently losing to Salmon Sons. They'll be at 3-3. And then Made in Taiwan take on the Horse Pussy Saloon. The winner of that game will be 3-3, meaning it could be a complete shootout next week to see who gets the Grind division title and represents that division in the championship game. Right now, a 20-point game. Again, Queequeg Manticore with the return. Abigail Mays. This is such a strong team, Abigail Mays. It's surprising to see that they're not. You know, I'm looking at some of their statistics at what they've done this season. You know, they're in the Gluttony League is determined to be the toughest, the best league in the best conference in South Tucson this season. Just barely knocking off the Foreign Legion in that one. You know, to be fair, one of their losses was against Flappy Pappies, who, again, you know, number 4 team overall. Can't say that's a bad loss. A loss to the Creamy Surprise, bit of surprise, it was a 42-24 loss in week 6, so that's not a good loss for them. They lost to the Marmalade Shack, who are only 3 Marmalade Shack are. They're 3-5. So that's not a good loss either. So those are 2 easily preventable losses that if they could have, what was that final score? 45-17. They got blown out in that game. That was a non-conference game as well. After we were seeing such a strong performance by Abigail Mays going 2-0, they then lost 3 of their next 4. But they've come back strong and they've won 3. They're looking to win 3 in a row if they get the win here over Diddlers. It's going to be a bit of a shootout here, 58-45, with less than 2 minutes to go, and there's no sign of them stopping the scoring and the offensive momentum. So, and we're seeing quite a bit there. This will be the game we stick with until the end of it. And we'll cut to whatever other games that are still going on if we have any bonus coverage for you. And of course, at quarter till, 45 minutes past, will be kickoff of our next slate of games here on week 9. We'll try to stick with. We're trying out to stick with fewer games to make it easier to follow. As you notice, we only went to about 3 different games. Went to a 4th game for a little bit, but just to check in on it, you know, we try to stay with fewer games, stay with these games for longer, so we get kind of a feel of what's going on in this game. The game's out of hand. We're gonna go over to another one. If it's not as, it's more of a blowout. So we want to try to give you the best action that we can here on KYST. And of course, our big triple header that will be featured games. Standalone games, no other games going on at the time of them, one after the other. all ranked teams, all teams sitting at 7-1 tomorrow. 3 of them will be 8-2. 3 of them will be 8-1. 3 of them will be 7-2. But it looks like Francois Craper. Yeah, we got a final score, by the way. Salmon Sons did, in fact, hold on to that win. 47-10, the final score there. And a touchdown again for Abigail Mays. 64-45. There's the kick. It's 65-45. And this looks like a strong team, a solid win for them. Took this game till the end of it. It's only about 25 seconds left. Salmon spawning again. Big play for Diddler. Salmon spawning. Touchdown. How many times have we seen salmon spawning with that big play? Third touchdown. 194 yards of receiving. What a game. What a player. And that kid is I think he's only 11 years old. So we're going to see 2 more strong years of salmon spawning. Is he, oh my God, no, he's 10. 10 years old. So that kid can only get better as we see salmon spawning for 3 more seasons after this. Wow. That's a strong 10-year-old running offensive system. But Rusty Petway, gonna answer right back with a touchdown. Gotta be over soon, right? 3 seconds. 72-52. Yeah, Diddlers have a strong recruiting class. Rams, their quarterback. Their running back, Byzantine Pope, and of course, Salmon Spawn in the wide receiver, all 10 years old. So that's gonna be a tough class to have to replace, but that is an amazing recruiting class of 10-year-olds for Diddlers. That is the final score, 72-52. Abigail Mays move up to 6-3. Diddlers down to 5-4. What a tough game that was. Well played by both teams. Might have to do some recruiting on defense then for Diddlers, I think. Meanwhile, Francois Craper with 1:10 to go. 80-35 is this score. Not much you can say about this. Francois Crapery will move to 9-0. And they will have a date with Danish Lose in the final game of the season. Francois Crapery will end the season at home. And they might actually have to play Danish Lose for a spot in the championship game. It'll be a very interesting thing to see when Francois Crapery have to face Danish Lose Chutney House. Danish Lose have to go through Mama Logano's tomorrow. That's not a given either. Sly Handy, big open catch. It's going to be a touchdown in garbage time, but it's a touchdown nonetheless, but it's going to get called back for holding. Oh. And Francois Crapery actually will decline the penalty and allow the touchdown to stand. Not sure what they were thinking there. Maybe they just want the game to get over with. That was a very strange decision, but hey, sure, why not? And that's an onside kick out of bounds, so it's going to be recovered, and Francois Crapery take it at their own 41. Glendrell Splendid moves it to the 37, and that will be it for this game. 42-80. What? Wow. There's not much more you can say at this point other than just what a game. And that is, excuse me there, we've got, that will be, get that music stopped, sorry about that. And that is another huge game. We're going to go over those scores again. All the scores you saw, plus the games you didn't. 9 games just kicked off and just came to a conclusion. There you see it. Horse Pussy Saloon have now put themselves in contention for a divisional title alongside the Literal Mayo Clinic. And who was the other one? Who was it? It was Captain Chuck's. So that's an all to play for game. Coming up next, we got Blind Bob's Firing Range. They are ranked I believe they're ranked number 9th. They're taking on Crossbow of the Month Club. Biblical Proportions, Blessed Buffet just dropped out of the top 10 after 2 losses in a row. They take on the Porno Shop. And our late games include Burns and Crackle, Mesothelioma Law Firm versus Extreme Dentistry, battle of 5 and 3 teams, and a battle for supremacy in the BCC, Twin Towers Construction and Busted Rubber. They are teams alongside Salmon Sons vying for a spot in the championship game, and of course tomorrow these are the games. So we're gonna take a quick short break, a quick break, all sorts of breaks right now, and play some ads, pay the sponsors. We'll be back in just a few with more South Tucson youth football. And we are getting things started here as Blind Bob's moving downfield. That is Vitality Summit. Moving further downfield, another first down. Oh, they're gonna give him second and inches, I guess. Did not make it all the way down. Vitality Summit. Funky Fluff overthrows it in the corner of the end zone. And Blind Bob's firing range. This is a team that has never been in this sort of position before. 6-2. 6-2 and a touchdown. What a season it's been for Blind Bob's. This is, again, the team has never had this kind of success before. And we're going to see as phenomenal player for Crossbow of the Month Club in the away jerseys of brown pants. And Dubious Shoemaker brought down in the backfield for no gain, 3rd and 10. And that is just barely caught by Dubious Shoemaker. First catch for 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Speaker Travis, the quarterback for, hits Hakeem Irby for a first down. And Shoemaker is tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Hickory Bacon, linebacker for Blind Bob's. Of course, both these teams are part of the Vices division of the EAC, the Ethical Athletic Conference. They went through a rebranding. It used to be called the American Freedoms Conference. And they had the Guns division and the Bibles division. They're both sort of alumni of the old Guns division of the AFC, but now it's called the EAC, the Ethical Athletic Conference. It has the Vices division, of course, with them alongside the Porno Shop, the Booze Hole, and Hacking Jeans Smokeless Tobacco Warehouse. And the Virtues division, the other side of it, that's Biblical Proportions, Blessed Buffet, Holy Balls, Septic Tanks for Jesus, Pawn Shop of the Nazarene, and Stations of the CrossFit. But right now we're looking at Blind Bob's as a very strong team here so far. And this is the amazing thing about Blind Bob's. They started the season 0-2 and have won 6 straight games. I believe no other team can say that. I don't think any other team has a winning streak going on currently like Blind Bob's. 6 in a row, looking to go on 7. It's tied up right now between them and Crossbow of the Month Club at the end of the first quarter. We're going to talk about this game. Look at this. Porno Shop 17. Biblical Proportions 0. This is potentially an alert for Biblical Proportions. Coming into this game having lost to Septic Tanks for Jesus and losing their top 10 spot last week. Well, this would just send them plummeting even further down if they were to lose to 4-4 Porno Shop. To be fair, the Porno Shop have won their last 3 games. Started off the season with a win, lost 4 straight, and then won 3 straight. So they have been a streaky team, to say the least. And they are moving. They're trying to move downfield. First down. Forte. Incomplete. We wanted to just try to check in on that game for the moment. We're going to go back to our featured game, of course. Blind Bob's Crossbow of the Month Club. And Crossbow will be punting from the 47. Quarterback Bunky Fluff for Blind Bobs, the 13-year-old. This will be his last season for them. But they've got a strong running back, Vitality Summit. That 10-year-old, well, he just got tackled for a loss of 5. But he ran into the Michigan Militia. 12-year-old defensive lineman for Crossbow of the Month Club. And, hits Rickety Rebar, the tight end, on the long route. And it's a touchdown for... Oh, no, it's going back. It's going back on a... Oh, wow. They come back on a penalty. And a face mask now called against the defense. So... And again, that's what happens when you're playing with 10, 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. They are undisciplined. They don't know what they can and can't grab. And, a beautiful play like that gets called back because of a penalty. It's really a shame. I say, we can always teach the kids not to commit those sorts of penalties, or we could just tell the refs to stop calling it as much. I think that might have to be one of the things in the agreements that the league set up for next season. That's Vitality Summit. Well, it's not going to matter. Vitality Summit gets his second touchdown of the game. And it's a 14-7 lead for Blind Bobs. Crossbow of the Month Club, just a tough year for them. 2-6. The running back Dubious Shoemaker has been pretty much the lion's share of the offense. They've been very much a running team. And, this is the kind of offense they're running, but they can try to throw it. They do have a young quarterback they can build the team around. 11-year-old Speaker Travis. And again, just overthrows it. But again, these are young kids who can be developed into strong players. You want to just kind of catch that lightning in a bottle that, not many teams can manage now that we have... Oh, it's picked off by Sand Nunez. Sand Nunez. And Blind Bobs will take things over from their own 46. I was just saying that not a lot of teams have been able to figure out the good combination of veteran players that you can rely on and young, inexperienced, but bold and talented kids you can recruit and turn into those veteran players in a couple of years. And that we just saw a nice little dump off to Edgar Allan Pope, a wide receiver who's 10 years old, on Blind Bobs. So Blind Bobs have a decent bit of recruiting. They're going to lose their quarterback, but they put in a good performance this season. There'll be some top recruits looking to put on the yellow and the denim of Blind Bobs. As you notice, their home uniforms very much matching. Blind Bob himself in that logo. Well, they're going to punt away to Crossbow. It's going to be a coffin corner punt. Stops them right inside their own 12. Great punt there. And we're seeing Speaker Travis for Crossbow of the Month Club with 50 seconds left in the first half. 4th and 22. They're going to punt. We're going to go ahead and check in on some of our other games that we have eyes on right now. This is the Porno Shop continuing to have a lead over Biblical Proportions, who just have not been able to find any sort of offense today. That's Forte, the quarterback, evades a tackle and gets the touchdown. Weasel triple with the extra point. A 3-touchdown lead for the Porno Shop over 6-2 biblical proportions. Definitely an upset if I ever saw one. We've got a couple other games to look into. Hoot Nannies Country Western Daycare facing off against the Gunnasium. This is a close one. Quinn Commandant for Hoot Nannies. And he was hurried by Husky Alabaman. Quinn Commandant looking to go long, finds Flowers, and there's no one ahead of him. Trying to outrun this defender, and he's tackled for the touchdown. Hootenannies tie it up with under a minute to go. Hootenannies, they were a formerly ranked team as well. They dropped down to 5-3. After dropping 2 games in a row, their last 2, they won 4 in a row, then dropped 2 in a row. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium went to Papa Joe's Child Escort Services. Both those teams, pretty strong teams though. So that's those aren't the worst teams to be losing to. But again, you know, when you have that number next to your name, you got to defend that number. And so we're seeing Hootenannies back with the ball. See if they can take the lead going into the half. They dump it off to Colluding Hose for a 7-yard gain. And that's Arabiata Sauce. The running back up the middle scores the touchdown. Hootenannies. Just been a 14-point swing since we went to this game. And they have taken the lead over the Gunnasium, one of the new sponsors, formerly Mitch's Guns and Toys, which before that was Mitch's House of Toy Guns and Gun Toys. And Kurt Upshaw, it's fumbled, and it's recovered by Jacobs, so the Gunnasium will hang on to it, and that'll be the end of the half. So let's head back to one of our featured games, the Porno Shop versus Biblical Proportions. They go to the half 27-10, and we'll head back to our featured game. Blind Bob's kicking a field goal, and they take a 10-point lead over Crossbow of the Month Club. This one is a little tighter than the records of these two teams would show you, but Blind Bobs have been in control so far. Phenomenal player with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. We'll return that one back to the 28. And here's Speaker Travis. Looks for Harlem Gentrification as tight end, a young tight end for Crossbow of the Month Club. Unable to make the catch. Dubious Shoemaker, direct snap. Little trickeration there, and then only gets some 6 yards instead of the 10 they needed. It's 4th and 4, and they will punt. And Vitality Summit continues to move the ball forward. 114 yards of rushing for this kid, this 10-year-old Vitality Summit. Oh, he's going to break free into the red zone. Big play for Summit. Down to the 17. Bunky Fluff takes a giant drop back. Overthrows it. No good. And Summit, only gets 2 yards on the carry. And that's another touchdown for Blind Bobs. They take a 17-point lead. They're starting to pull away here late in the third. Phenomenal player will field this one. Oh, takes the sideline and steps out of bounds at the 40. That's a good field position. Good starting spot for Speaker Travis and Crossbow of the Month Club. Again, Crossbow of the Month Club. It's a subscription service. You pay a set fee. You pay a subscription. You get a 3, 6, 12, or 24 month. You can get an 18-month supply as well. And they will send you a crossbow every month, a new crossbow, a brand new, different crossbow for all your crossbow needs. You may ask yourself, oh, interception, Cutler. Oh, pays for it on that collision. My God. 2 children just colliding heads like that. I'm sure they're fine. Funky Fluff's going to air it out. Oh, incomplete and a flag on the play. It's offsides on the defense, so it's going to be 1st and 5. No play on that one. And it's picked off. Oh, well, it's another interception for Crossbow. But it's coming back on a penalty, so Crossbow will keep the ball, get a first down after it all. That's a very fortunate turn of events for Crossbow of the Month Club, as they are definitely being outplayed so far by Blind Bobs. Speaker Travis looking downfield. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. And they will have to punt, so it will be Blind Bob's ball yet again. And we're going to take this moment to check in. This game has still got plenty of time left to play. We'll check in on another game. Look at this score. Surprising score here. Biblical Proportions now down by 27 to the Porno Shop. They are looking to potentially lose their second game in a row after a 5-game win streak. And it's starting to fall apart for Biblical Proportions. Their first year as this new team sponsor. The former Autopsies by Candace. Salem Witch Hunt was just brought down in the backfield. So we're checking on that one. We've got, look at this one. Hoot Nannies, Country Western Daycare have broken free. They have scored, how many points? Let me do the math for a second. It's 28 unanswered points by Hoot Nannies on the Gunnasium since we last checked in. They were down 21-14. Hoot Nannies have just not stopped scoring. And this is the Hoot Nannies team we are used to seeing. I feel like they'll be going to 6-3 and at least making a play for a spot in look at the CSD standings, and right now we've got Papa Joe's and Ted's both at 4-1. Both have wins over Hoot Nannies. So it's a really tough ask for Hoot Nannies. They need some help. They need teams to lose. It's really going to be tough. They do end their season against 1-800-BUY-A-DAD, who are 3-5, I believe. So that should be a winnable game. Papa Joe's and Ted's will be playing one another, so I think that basically is going to be it, unless we see some of the games. Unless we see Ted's or Papa Joe's lose, and I think Hoot Nannies are going to have to hope for an at-large bid, and I don't think there's enough on their resume to do it this year. There's a lot of good teams that have only got one loss so far, so it's amazing how much is still a question mark with only, 1 or 2 games left to play, depending on the team left in the season. It's amazing how, we've got teams that are running away with things, but there are still so many. Oh, and that's a safety. Oh, Hootenannies just continue to put the hurt on. So we're going to go ahead and check back in on our feature game. Still 24-7. Still Blind Bob's game. They're going to kick a long field goal. It is good for a 27-7 lead. Blind Bob's firing range. Defeating Crossbow of the Month Club, currently leading them with 7 minutes to go in this game. Phenomenal player only gets it up to the 29. And again, Crossbow just can't seem to get themselves scoring. Blind Bob's with the lockdown defense. I'm going to actually look at this. I want to see what Blind Bob's... what does their defense look like in this potentially 7-game winning streak? So, in their 2 losses, they allowed 55 and 38 points. And then on their win streak, they have allowed the following amount of points: 23, 21, 0, 28, 14, 14, and currently 7 right now. So Blind Bobs must have figured out what to do on defense, because they are, they are really refusing the. They are refusing to let teams get into the end. And with a minute 52 to go, Blind Bobs can really just take this one down. Oh, well, Crossbow of the Month get a sack, and they use one of their timeouts. That's their final timeout, I believe, if I look at the scoreboard correctly. Funky Fluff, flag on the play, hits Rickety Rebar. Oh, he gets tackled hard. And it's holding against the offense, so that'll just go back. That's going to be another touchdown for Blind Bobs. This is getting slowly out of hand. Final score over there. That's a surprising one. Kathy's Country Cookin' getting blanked 20-0 by Shoeless Jims. Wow. And another surprise one. Casa de Gordoso pulled the upset off on number 10 Taxes Roadhouse. 13-10. We didn't even televise that game. We weren't even going to give you coverage of that game because we didn't think it was going to be an upset. And Taxes Roadhouse, the number 10 ranked team, their first time this season in the rankings. Well, they're not going to be there come Monday morning. They are going to drop out with a loss to Casa de Gordoso, a 4-5 team. Tax is now 6-3. That's still a good. Again, that's a good. It's a good record, but with how tight it is at the top, you got to just keep win. The only way to be sure that you're going to be in the playoffs is just to keep winning games at this point. There's just so many teams. There were teams that were 6-2 that weren't. There were too many teams at 6-2 that not all of them could be ranked in the top 10. With all the 7-1 teams, and of course Francois Creperie at 8-0. So we're going to see a lot more movement as things continue. Speaker Travis dropping back, looks for the end zone, finds phenomenal player, gets the touchdown within the dying seconds of this game. Phenomenal player, first touchdown of the game, 65 yards receiving. They've stopped him pretty well. Have blind Bobs. They go for the onside kick. And Blind Bobs will just will take it, and they will take this one to the end of the game. That's a final score, by the way. The Porno Shop 46, Biblical Proportions 17. That's definitely considered an upset. Biblical Proportions losing 2 straight, and the Porno Shop will go to 5-4. Got a little bit of coverage here in this one. Actually, no. Oh, we're gonna go to this one. This one's almost done. Hootenannies. Look at that. 65-21. That was 21-14 at one point, and Hootenannies have broken free for 51 unanswered points. Well, they are circling the covered wagons around the Gunnasium, and that looks like that's going to be over. What a game. Whew. Unbelievable. And Robbie out of sauce breaks free. Oh, they just can't stop him. Flag on the play against the defense. They'll decline it. Touchdown. Hootenannies. What a... Oh, my goodness. What a game. It's up. It's good. It's 72-21. Got to imagine this game is going to be over. We're going to stick with this one till the end. It's the only game still going on right now. So we'll stick with this one to the very end. It's only a minute to go before we go to our final slate of games happening at 25 minutes after the hour. So that's not too many minutes away. Don't go anywhere. One more set of games coming your way here in South Tucson Youth Football. And of course, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. here in Arizona, our featured games. Flappy Pappy's Pancake Shanty versus Smoked Meat Everyday, number 4 versus number 5. Number 2, Rancho Robusto taking on number 7, the Mulch Hut. Sorry, number 6, the Mulch Hut, and number 7, Danish Lou's Chutney House taking on number 3, Mama Logano's Legitimate Spaghetti House. It's a decent day for Machiavellian Scheme. 9 tackles, 1 sack. Looks like this game is just going to go about to the end. The Gunnasium, yeah, they're going to... Hootenannies, yeah, they're going to go ahead and take that one down to the end. And that is going to be it for the game there. So, Hootenannies come back from a 2-game losing streak. And they are big winners today. Look at those scores. There you go. Blind Bobs, the number 9 team, continue their winning ways. A 7-game winning streak. They've won 7 straight to go to 7-2. Porno Shop upsetting Biblical Proportions. Look at that. Shoeless Jim's 20-0 over Kathy's Country Cookin'. Number 10, Taxes Roadhouse, losing to Casa de Gordoso. And from our earlier games, Francois Creperie, the number 1 team in South Tucson, winning big over the Wandering Lush, 80-42. There's the scores for you. Ted's Baby Clothes Emporium, they were the number 8 team. They continue their winning ways over 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. And, of course, these are the games you'll see in just a few. We'll stick mostly with those top 2 games. Burns and Crackle, Mesothelioma Law Firm versus Extreme Dentistry. That is a battle of 5 and 3 teams in the Big Small Business Conference, and Twin Towers versus Busted Rubber. That's a battle in the BCC. But tomorrow, these are the games you'll see. Number 2 versus number 6, number 7 versus number 3, and number 4 versus number 5. Don't miss it. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time in Arizona, because they don't turn the clocks back. We're going to take a quick break from the action and play a quick ad. We'll be back with more games at 25 after the hour. You may have just seen at that very moment an interception by Never Ending Breadstick of Extreme Dentistry taking on Burns and Crackle, battle of 5 and 3 teams. And they'll have to punt. Burns and Crackle, mesothelioma law firm. We'll start things off from their own 31. They'll back by 4. Second and 14. Teddy Graham incomplete. There's a flag. Offsides on Sebastian Thunderbucket. On the defense, and Extreme Dentistry definitely have some tough defenders. They're a team that we were talking up pretty big. They won their first 3 games. Turns out their opponents they faced weren't nearly as good as we had expected, and they lost 2 games in a row. So they've been kind of up and down. 5 and 3 has been about right for them. Burns and Crackle about the same. 1-2, lost 2, 1-3, and they lost last week to the Mulch Hut. So a lot to see as the big small business conference, while it does have a couple of while the Mulch Hut and Rancho Robusto are battling for the for the division title in the goods division, Burns and Crackle, Taxes Roadhouse, who just lost actually, and now Casa de Gordoso, these teams all have a chance to get ahead atop of the services division. And remember, doesn't matter if you win a championship game. If one of these teams can pull up an upset, you're in the tournament. You're in the playoffs at the end of the season because the 6 conference champions get bids along with the 6 best at-large teams. So it's not just going to be the top 12. It's the conference champions and then the top 6 beyond that. So it's going to be a huge, we're going to see, again, we talk about the bubble being burst or shrinking. If one of these teams pulls off a conference championship upset and suddenly a ranked team has to take an at-large bid, shrinks the bubble a little bit. Suddenly a team that's ranked 10th isn't a shoo-in. And that's a big play by Vanilla Dunkaroos. What a natural match. Teddy Graham to Vanilla Dunkaroos. It's like a match that just seems to go well together, and they're going to hand it off to their running back. I forget the name. Let me look up my stats again. Big small business. Yes, Masterpiece Theater. And Vanilla Dunkaroos called for pass interference, OPI. Teddy Graham will have to throw again. Incomplete. It's almost a shame. Teddy Graham is a 13-year-old Vanilla Dunkaroo, so I think he tried to throw to again. And it's 4th and 20. They're going for a very long field goal. Tato Kanish. Oh, he's going to kick it up through the uprights. So Burns and Crackle take a 3-0 lead. Because Vanilla Dunkaroos is 10 and Teddy Graham is 13, this is the only season they'll be playing together, so it's very sad to see that. A bit of a family affair. I believe they're cousins. We're seeing Burns and Crackle with the ball yet again. Teddy Graham, a lot of time to throw. Incomplete. We're going to check in on the other game that we're watching at the moment. This is Twin Towers Construction punting right now to Busted Rubber Auto and Tire Repair. That's whooped in. Oh, he is laid out. My God. Oh. Oh, nothing like child-on-child violence like that. And Busted Rubber. Clemens is sacked. Both these teams are currently 4-1 in conference. So Busted Rubber started off 0-3 and then went on a 4-1 tear. So they've kind of recovered and they've taken some scalps in their conference. Again, the BCC, bit of a down year for them. That's Golden Brown with the catch, just short of the first down. Gonna hand it off to McMilk6 Walter Payton. McMilk6 Walter Payton. Touchdown, Twin Towers. And it's a 14-0 lead. So let's see Busted Rubber can respond. Flemish, fourth sack for Flemish. Busted Rubber really getting to the quarterback, almost a sworn affidavit. He chucks it up, almost caught, and it's going to be holding against the offense. They did everything they could to try to prevent that sack, and that included committing the penalty. So it's a deep punt for the Twin Towers. And whooped it is. Brings it up to the 48. So short field for Busted Rubber. 52 yards to the end zone. Clemens fumbles it, and it's recovered by Atkinson. Just barely hangs onto it. Clemens again looking to air it out. Ooh, almost into the hands of a defender. They are just condensing the pocket. They are just collapsing that line as Twin Towers there. Getting to him, and there's another big sack. 4th and 28. Twin Towers are just giving this Busted Rubber offense such a hard time. And Twin Towers start things off from their own 45. Pitch play to McMilk6 Walter Payton, and he's tackled in the backfield. Well-read play. 2 minutes to go in the half. Sworn affidavit. Overthrows it, and it's nearly picked off. That's the 2-minute warning. We're going to go back to our other game. Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm have the ball. They are up 10-0 on Extreme Dentistry. And that's another touchdown for Burns and Crackle. They are up 17-0. Extreme Dentistry coming back with this one. They start from the 28. And with 2:36 to go in the half, Vinny Bissau can't find the receiver. He threw it right at him. It's going to be ruled a drop, I guess. Extreme Dentistry have come back from being down 17. They are now only down 10. They got to get a touchdown. Big catch by Ross. And Burns and Crackle using their time wisely. Good timeout call. Extreme Dentistry called the timeout, and they call a second one to try to get the ball back. 2nd and 9. Pettygram, big drop back. A lot of protection. Gets to Walker, and that's the third timeout for Extreme Dentistry called on that first down in the red zone. Handing it off to Masterpiece Theater. He just bounces off a defender. Only gets 5 yards. Maybe if he bounced in the other direction, he would have actually gotten the first down. But he hits Masterpiece Theater. Does he get the touchdown? Are they going to call it? No, they're saying he got out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So, Theater again. Just takes a runs into the defender and just face plants. And wow, they go for it and they don't get it. So a huge turnover caused by Extreme Dentistry. And they will give it to their star running back, Territorial Pissings. Vinny Bissau hands it off to Pissings, gets into the secondary, and he's going to go 14 yards. And boy, does he go. He knows how to follow a stream. Bissau, big drop back, getting followed and brought down for the sack by College Football. That's the second sack of the game for College Football. It's Foreman gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10 for Vinny Bissau's got the open man to Dawson Screek. 4th and 1. Will they go for it? No, they'll punt it away to end the half. So Bradley will take it, gets tackled. We're going to head over to this game already in the 3rd quarter. Twin Towers Construction up by 21 to Busted Rubber Auto and Tire Repair. Bryce Cobb, the wide receiver. His first time thrown to him, he dropped it. McMilksix Walter Payton, he's going to go ahead and get 13 on that carry. Affidavit getting chased down, throws it away, incomplete. It's me on that one. More an Affidavit throwing, had a receiver well covered. That was Leroy Alvarez. He was trying to get to. Punt back to Busted Rubber. So let's see if they can get their offense in gear. They've been just given such a hard time. They're chased away again, and Clemens gets rid of it right before getting hammered. Pocket is just collapsing. That's a pick. Bentley Oh, it's one-way traffic today. Twin Towers construction. They're starting to make Busted Rubber look like pretenders to the throne. As they hit Alvarez. Sworn affidavit, 9 for 19, 160 yards. No touchdowns, 2 picks. Not a great stat line. No, gets hit, but gets rid of it. Caught! My God, he hit it to his running back, Bernard Berg. Bernie Berg. Wow, that was... apologies for the camera not following that well enough. Not expecting that. And here's Golden Brown, evades the tackle, gets clotheslined by a child. Oh, God. Oh. And McMilk Walter Payton with his 4th touchdown of the game. Cannot be stopped, will not be stopped. McMilk Walter Payton. Making it 28-0. That's Billabong, Alabama, returning the kick up to the 31, and Clemens will start again. See if he can get some protection from his line. Oh, he throws a pick again. This has just been the story of this game. And it's Twin Towers ball again with a very tired defense. Ooh, he almost threw it right into the hands of the safety. Luckily, it was incomplete. Sworn affidavit. Drop back again. Finds the receiver. Oh, just out of hands of Tavarius Parnham. Pitch it to McMilk Walter Payton. We're going to get him about 4. 4th and 6. They will punt. And we will go over to our other game where Extreme Dentistry are in the red zone. Down by 10 still. 2:47 to go in the third quarter. Vinny Basau, big drop back, drops it off to Territorial Pissings. Gets past 1 tackle, not the second. Face mask's going to help him move him a little bit further forward. 4th and goal. They're going to kick the field goal. And it's no good. They miss it. Well, that was a chip shot. Will Extreme Dentistry be kicking themselves for this one? Burns and Crackle start things off from their own 10. That's back to the 8. As Teddy Graham throws it. Incomplete. 3rd and 12. Well, may not have been a good thing for Extreme Dentistry to turn over the ball like that, obviously, but Ahmad Ross with the catch for the first down. I was going to say, if they can pin them back and force them to punt from deep into their own end zone, that'd be great, but they did not. They got the first down, and Masterpiece Theater with another one right in a row. A 12-yard gain on that rush. Masterpiece Theater breaks through the tackle in the backfield. Oh, God, the way his leg just bent is, oh, these kids, I guess these kids just don't know what being hurt is like. They're just so young, they don't understand the idea of pain. Or their legs are just allowed to bend like that, whereas the normal humans would not when they're an adult human. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't study anatomy. I'm not a physiologist. I'm just here to call the games. Dying seconds of the third quarter, and Masterpiece Theater has moved Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm all the way up to midfield. They are on the opposing 49. Yeah, that's correct. He did look like he tore his ACL all the way through his MCL. A through M. Yeah, the first half of the alphabet CLs have been torn on that one. That JCL is a real one to come back from, though. That's the tough one. And Theater again up the middle. Only 121 yards for Theater. I feel like he's been handed off the ball so many times. They were just catching it all the time. Again, untouched all the way down to the 4. Oh, they're going to mark him at the 6. I thought it was the 4. They robbed him. They're going to be going backwards on the holding call, so that's going to put them 1st and goal from the 16. 1st and goal from the 16. Teddy Graham drops back, finds Ross at the 5. 2nd and goal from the 5. Pitch play to Theater. gets stopped at the line. They read that play very well. 3rd and goal from the 5 again. Passing it off the theater. Untouched into the end zone. Touchdown. Burns and Crackle. Mesothelioma Law Firm. Mesothelioma Law Firm. That's not an easy one to say in the rhythm of calling the game. 24-7. Kick is up and good. 17-point lead for the underdogs in this game. Burns and Crackle on the at home versus Extreme Dentistry. 7.5 to go. Snuggie Smith has a lot of space to run. He'll step out of bounds at about the 40. They'll mark him at the 37. Is actually when he did it. And Vinny Bissau will drop back deep and throw it to Dawson Screek for the first down. Tight end Dawson Screek, only 2nd time he has made a catch today. Dump that one off short to Screek again, this time for 8 yards. All right, I guess 7. 2nd and 3. From the 45, that was into double coverage. Incomplete. Probably the best thing that could have happened. It could have been a lot worse. Could have been an interception again for Vinny Bissau. Dumps it off to Screek again. He's found a reliable receiver. And someone just about as young as him. Screek is, if I recall, both Bissau and Screek are 11 years old. So, and Territorial Pissings, their running back, is only 10. So, this is a young team, is Extreme Dentistry. We expect a lot of big things in seasons to come from them. And we say that about so many teams, but there's just so much promise in all these kids. They get recruited at 10 and at 11 right now to help fill out the rosters. And there'll be a new crop of 10-year-olds coming in next season. These 11-year-olds will become 12. The 10-year-olds will be 11. Be a little more experience, a little more expected of them. So we see a 10-year-old quarterback like Vinny Bissau make mistakes like that. That's going to be corrected in the offseason. That's going to be corrected by his parents when they yell at him after games. That's going to be corrected by his coach when he mumbles something drunkenly at him. I mean, there's all these opportunities to learn for these players. Masterpiece Theater, look at 159 yards of rushing. And Masterpiece Theater is only 12. There's another season of Masterpiece Theater to come. They're going to lose Teddy Graham this season, but I'm sure Burns and Crackle can find another quarterback to recruit. And Theater going to rush for another first down up the middle with 3:05 to go. Teddy Graham's actually thrown for 2 touchdowns. Not a bad stat line for Teddy Graham. Not one you want to frame and hang on your wall, but a solid win. It looks like to bring his team, and that's again, he hits Masterpiece Theater for another touchdown. 30-7. Gonna be 31 with this extra point from Tato Knish. It's up, it's good. It's a 24-point lead for Burns and Crackle. That looks well in hand. We're gonna go ahead and take a peek over at our other game. And it is not looking any better for Busted Rubber. Oh, big sack on Clemens again, that time by Fat Joe Big Punisher. 7 sacks for Big Punisher. That might be an 8th one. They are just not stopping him, and they're going to punt with 2 minutes to go. 4th and 25. Twin Towers will get the ball. That looks well in hand. We're going to go ahead to cut to another game. We have any bonus coverage to show you. Pawn Shop of the Nazarene. That was Disco Demolition making that catch for Septic Tanks for Jesus. But they are down by 20 on Pawn Shop of the Nazarene, so we're not going to stick with that one. We're going to peek over here. CTE, the Crash Zone Trampoline Experience, is about to close this one out against Shifty Lose, 31-14. That score at the moment. Looks like they'll just be running out the clock here with 34 seconds to go. Holy balls! Look at that scoreline, 43-7. And make it 43-13. Stations of the CrossFit. It's gonna be 43-14 for Stations of the CrossFit. Nice garbage time touchdown. Go ahead and head over to this game right now. Nothing but Borscht versus Happy Release Manicures. This is bonus coverage right now for you. 27 apiece. Minute 37 to go. Nothing but Borscht, the home team, in the bright beet-colored magenta mauve, whatever color you want to call that. And they get sacked for a loss by Jovan O'Brien against Happy Release Manicures in the white with the red helmets and the gray pants. Slip, strangely satisfying with the catch for a big first down, and nothing but Borscht could find themselves with a late winner here. Hector Ponderosa sacking the quarterback for a loss, his 6th sack of the game. It was the end zone touchdown, strangely satisfying. First touchdown of the game, 75 yards of catch. He's caught for 75 yards, only first touchdown of the game, but what a time to get it. Nothing but Borscht take the lead, and Happy Release Manicures have 55 seconds to tie this one up. They will field it from their own end zone. Lionel Richie Stevens with the return. He breaks a tackle, gets all the way up to the 36. Let's see what Kerry Roberson can do for Happy Release. Looks downfield, gets it to Meth Schweppes. Meth Schweppes with a catch. First down. 314 yards of passing for Roberson. He's going for even more. Touchdown Schweppes. 2 plays. Ties this one up. Both to Meth Schweppes. We're tied up with 24 to go. Oh, I'm glad we went to this game. Oh, my God. Satisfying, strangely satisfying. Returns the kick, gets all the way up to, they'll stop him at the, looks like the 30, 32 to be exact. And Roden brought down in the backfield by Hector Ponderosa. A loss of 8 on that sack. We might be heading to overtime in South Tucson. Overtime has a new set of rules. Don't ask me why. These are the rules in overtime. They put a minute on the clock and they continue the game. If that minute's up and it's still tied, they add another minute. Rinse, repeat until someone has the lead. I didn't make this rule. And it looks like they're going for it. 4th and 21. That's strangely satisfying. What a catch. 4th and 21. Touchdown, Borscht. Touchdown, Borscht. Strangely satisfying.
Tonight.
On a 4th and long play, it's 41 to 34. Happy Release have 32 seconds to tie this game up, or the game is over. Lionel Richie Stevens returns the kick all the way up to the 40. The mark went to 37, so that is where they will start. 63 yards to go, 23 seconds. They dump it off to General Soreness, the running back. Not what you need right now. You need a touchdown. Roberson off to Boyd Greco, and this looks like it's not going to be doing it. Got to get that snap off. Last play of the game. This could be it. They need a touchdown. Roberson throws it long. Caught. Uppity last name. Touchdown. Game continues. If they make the extra point. It's good. Oh, what a game. What a game. We put another minute on the clock. I don't know if this overtime makes sense, but I love it. This overtime rule makes 0 sense to me. And it's the best thing ever. Because these kids are just so dumb. These kids are dumb as hell. And we just make them play hard as hell. That's a big sack for a loss of 10. 3rd and 25 now for nothing but Borscht. Can Happy Release get the ball back in time? They pick it off. Leo Blastoma. There's a flag against nothing but Borscht. They're going to decline it. And look at this. That turnover. Handed off to General Soreness. He gets about 5 on that one. Down to the 19. 2nd and 5. For Happy Release, this is a chance for them to take the lead. Roberson sacked. Timeout called by Happy Release. Each team gets 1 timeout when a new overtime period starts. They will kick the field goal. It's no good. good. Oh, they tried to kick it with no time to go. 8 seconds to go. Nothing but Borscht. Have the football. Incomplete. 3 seconds to go. They kind of have a free play right now. If they don't score on this play, they will continue with the ball. That's Brown, sit, poop, and chat. And it's a 3rd and 15 going into even deeper into overtime. Roden is not brought down. Oh, we had a receiver with daylight. And it's incomplete. 4th and 15. They will go for it. And he's brought down again. Oh. Offensive holding is declined. Oh, it's accepted. Excuse me. Defensive holding. So, but it's picked off by Arnold. I misread all of that, I think. All I know is it was suddenly first down for nothing but Borscht. And they turned it over immediately. So here's Roberson with a chance to win the game. Meth Schweppes. Touchdown, Schweppes. 3rd touchdown of the game for Meth Schweppes. 6 catches for 173 yards. Happy Release take the lead. 38 seconds for nothing but Borscht to score and tie it up again. Happy Release need to defend for the next 33 seconds. Strangely satisfying. Well, they get him down at the 30. They'll start from the 31, 69 yards to the end zone to keep this game going. Roden has a wide receiver wide open. It's Brown, sit, poop, and chat. The running back. No one covering sit, poop, and chat. Oh, it hits Lake. Roden is just moving this downfield. 14 seconds to go. Need a touchdown. Sit, poop, and chat for the first down. 1st and goal. 6 seconds to go. They use their timeout. Roden looks for the end zone. Oh, it's tipped. That could have been just the most important tip. And they go one more time. It's incomplete. Game over. Happy Release are the winners. What a game. Wow. What a game. Unbelievable. That is South Tucson youth football for you. Woo. Again, I don't understand I understand the overtime rule. I don't know why we're doing it that way. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. It's really exciting. It makes for some exciting games. I'm not going to deny that. So that is the ball game for us. That is all of our games today. Please join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. here in Arizona for our featured games. We're going to go to them right now. These are the games you will see tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time here on this channel. You will see number 2, Rancho Robusto, taking on number 6, the Mulch Hut. Basically, a division title is on the line for the winner. Danish Lou's Chutney House, number 7th ranked overall, taking on number 3, Mama Logano's Legitimate Spaghetti House. Again, Danish Lou's have a battle with Francois Creperie next week. They face the number 3 team this week. Oh, that's a murderer's row going into the off-season. So, again, look at those games tomorrow, plus a third one, 4 versus 5. Flappy Pappy's Pancake Shanty versus Smoked Meat Every Day. Gluttony League divisional title in the Snacks division on the line. We hope to see you all there. Do not miss it. We can't wait to have you here for this. Please, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching us. We thank you for your support. Stay strong out there. Stay well, stay healthy, stay safe. And stay tuned for more South Tucson youth football. Until next time, which is tomorrow. Until tomorrow, so long, Arizona.